Here we are, Village Grocer, Unionville, Ontario. These guys are a cornerstone to our success. We've been here working with them for almost 20 years. They were one of our first 5 customers. We got Evan and Kathy McDonald, the owners, and we're getting into the 2nd generation. We know Thomas is in there somewhere. He's got a bit of a sweet tooth. I know where to find him. Let's go. Sweet Tooth Thomas.
Angelo, my guy, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, what's going on?
Well, I'm hungry. I'm looking for some love, which I already got some.
Oh, you got lots of love here.
We're in one of our favorite retailers. Not saying it because you're right in front of me, but yeah, this place has been close to the Sarafino heart for almost 20 years, which you probably didn't know.
It's been quite a while, yeah.
Before you even started working here.
Yeah, it goes back to like pre-Thomas, yeah, to like when my dad was running the show, yeah.
Yeah, so we're here to talk about the Village Grocer.
More than happy to.
All right,
yeah.
it's the main guy, so here we go.
All right, cool.
So the Village Grocer, how long has the Village Grocer been around for? I want the history. I mean, I know a little bit, but let's hear it.
I believe for, I want to say 35 years, it's 34 or 35 years in total. I've been around for 32 of those years, so it predates me by a few years. But yeah, it was started by my mother and my father. So my dad worked at Loblaws for a long time, and my dad's always joked that he's unemployable, which I was like, haha, that's funny. But then like, having worked for him, he is completely unemployable. You tell him to do something, he's gonna do it. He might do it, but if he does it, it's gonna be his own way. And so, yeah, he left Loblaws, started his own grocery store.
He's a butcher by...
He's a butcher by trade, so our meat is kind of like the bread and butter of the store. And my mom worked for him many moons ago, and she was doing a little catering business with her mother, like my grandmother, Doreen, who a lot of our recipes are, to this date, like as Doreen made. She passed a couple years ago. But yeah, between his expertise and like the business know-how and his knowledge of like meat and my mother and my grandmother's recipes, that's kind of the synthesis of our business.
Wow, that's a true marriage made in gourmet culinary heaven.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and a bit about yourself?
About myself. So yeah, I'm the eldest son. And when I was younger, I've worked at the store since I was 12, which would make you think that like I'm very passionate about it, which I am, but not always. Up until like when I was, I'd say around 19, as I said, like the meat is kind of the foundation of the business. I was a vegetarian. I didn't even start eating meat until like I was around like 20. I feel like my culinary doors got opened like way later in life. And in a weird way, it's kind of worked out for me because I didn't take everything here for granted always. I just kind of like started learning about food like later in life. So there's so many things I wanted to like learn to cook. Food's still so new to me in a lot of ways.
Well, I think you had, unknowingly, I guess, because you're eating this stuff, your taste buds were getting accustomed to quality things. And
100%.
Yeah, because I'm assuming this is where your parents did most of their...
Yeah, we don't go to another store, no.
Most of their shopping, and that's what you ate. So you were eating good olive oil well before...
Oh yeah, 100%.
You knew what good olive oil even was.
Yeah, totally. My mom in particular. Actually, yeah, my mom is very hardcore about her olive oil. She always has your stuff at home. And my dad would be more an aficionado of balsamic vinegars. He just freaking loves them. Like for a store like ours, you're trying to not compete with the supermarket. You kind of want stuff that they don't know how to handle, or lines that would be too small to gear up for that type of volume. I think that's probably how we started. You're not that small anymore. But yeah, it's just kind of working with small local stores or producers and importers and stuff to have stuff that you might not find in the aisle of your standard like big box store.
Right.
And yeah, more than anything, like it's such a cliche to say like quality, but
Sure.
like the way that we bring products into the store is probably a giant pain for a lot of our suppliers, but like it has to go on like my desk, I have to try it, or my mom and my dad, and we have to sign off on it. Like we have to like the product for it to be on the shelf.
I'm not sure how many people are aware, general consumers, even in the industry, but you have your own line, the Village Kitchen, that you obviously produce in-house.
Yeah.
And there's a bakery here, there's a cafe here, there's a butcher shop, so you're in full control of what those products are all about.
Totally.
Yeah. Which, of course, I've had a few of them. The bakery, which we'll check out, is pretty darn good.
It's my kryptonite.
That's where I thought I'd find you.
Yeah.
So, you do have quite the collection of Sarafino products here, and so, like, we're completely grateful, and you know that retailers like this exist, and that you guys have been around from the beginning of our time, literally from one of the first 4 or 5 stores that we got. We're turning 20 this year, so that means we've almost been doing business together for 20 years. It's crazy.
It's crazy, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're pretty happy about that. So out of the Sarafino products, I'm sure you have more than one. What are your
my favorite? Obviously, I'd have to pick an olive oil, right? Like that's your guys' bread and butter. The Alta, I'd say. It's nice and I don't know. You're like you know so much more about olive oil than me, but I find it has like a nice, really green note. It has like a nice pepperiness to it, and yeah, it's just a cut above. Like it's good for salads, for meats. Like it's very like versatile, and I love it. I want to add spice to like everything I make.
Yeah.
And you don't always want like a vinegary hot sauce. I love the rustic spread. Actually, it's just like very clean, right? It just has that spice note, the right amount of heat. It's not gonna kill you. Like adding a dollop of that to like a pasta sauce or something. Like, yeah, pretty much I just add that to like anything tomato based I make. That's how I add like a little bit of heat, that chili note, and I freaking love that. Tomato, like the actual taste of like a summer tomato, you can only like have for like a few, especially where we live, like a few short weeks or like months in the year. This you have it like year round, right? Like it just like captures it like beautifully. It's got like a nice salinity to it.
Naturally, it grows literally beside a beach.
Yeah.
And the tip of the toe, so.
And just also like just look at like the meat of those tomatoes. It's a stunning product.
I know you guys are obviously very community driven. You've always supported the hospital, the hockey.
Hockey helps the homeless.
Yeah, hockey helps the homeless. Is there anything coming up that we should know about, or any events that are sort of reoccurring, or?
Right after Thanksgiving, we do our Giving Thanks, which is a day we have every year where 100% of our sales for the day, anything you buy in the store, we just donate to the hospital, like the entire revenue. So
100%.
100%. There's really no better way to give back to your community than, in my mind, than through the hospital, like through the health of everybody, both mental and physical. And yeah, just so important to what we do.
But we also had the privilege of having your dad visit our family's estate with your uncle, I think it was.
Yes, it was my Uncle Doug, yeah.
Yeah, so he's been there and done that, and yeah, and that was awesome to have. He actually checked out a few of our producers in the south there, so.
No, I've seen the videos. It looks like pretty amazing.
So we're gonna do a store tour with the buggy in hand.
Okay.
Show us around.
All right.
Show these YouTubers what we're made out of here. So you guys have a good collection of sort of kitchen houseware gear. There's 2 ladies that run this whole side of the business, isn't it?
Yeah. When we opened up the store, we used to be on Unionville Main Street. There was the Queensbridge Pantry, and then I think then they moved up to 19th, and they just had a beautiful store with like all furnishings, kind of the stuff you see here. Just kind of like entertaining stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they sold their business around the same time that we opened, and we just asked like, do you want to like outfit the store? We'll figure something out, and it's a huge part of what we do. And like also, it just makes the store so visually stunning. Yeah.
It is.
We knew we wanted to start a pizza program, And we got this resume as a guy who had like, I think he was from, where was Davide from? Rome. Yeah, he's from Rome. And he had like a university degree, like a master's in like pizza making, which is the most Italian thing like of all time, like to think to go to like a university level education for pizza making. And yeah, he kind of started our pizza program. Like he moved here with his wife. Has since moved back. We have Alex, who's just an excellent chef in his own right. But yeah, we got Roman style pizza from a Roman pizza chef. And the crust is phenomenal. It's so light and airy.
All right, stop talking about it. Let's just get us a couple of pieces.
So a lot of the cured meats, as I said before, my dad's a butcher by trade, and it just kind of infuriated him dealing with companies like Maple Leaf and Schneider, who like once started as like, I guess I can't bash brands in this video, can I?
I don't know. I think you can.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll bash away. But just that their quality went so downhill over time. So a big thing for him when we opened our store, he wanted to make like old school turkey roasts like he made growing up because his dad was a butcher. Ham is his big thing. My first car, when like my dad got me like my first car, the license plate was eat ham. I was a vegetarian at the time, which was just immensely weird for everybody. Like, are you serious, man? But yeah, our ham's made like old school. We bone it out ourselves downstairs. We don't tumble it, so kind of that like vague, anonymous like protein loaf that most people come to associate ham with. Like they don't realize the texture, the flavor.
I didn't actually know this.
Yeah, how good a ham can be, especially like the bone-in hams that we like smoke at the holidays. On holidays, holy crap, is it good? Salmon. So we make our own smoked salmon. We had a customer who would do this. When we had like our store was like 4 employees, so we were tiny. But this guy would go fishing in Alaska every year and would get his like all his fish sent back to the store, and he just asked my dad to find a way to like, I don't know, preserve it. Right. So my dad bought a smoker just for this guy, started smoking all the salmon, and yeah, we just ended up like, he was like, this is delicious. You guys should just like smoke it yourselves. And we've done that. It's a huge part of what we do. Yeah, so smoked salmon, smoked trout. We'll keep on moving.
I probably should order some ham.
Yeah, the ham's good.
I'm getting. Thank you.
Yeah, so our jelly roll. We did this once as at our old store. We do a staff lunch every day. And we had a Finnish chef, this guy Kimo, amazing cook. But yeah, for staff lunch one day, he just made like a very light white sponge he baked up. Then with fresh whipped cream, blueberries, just strawberries, and raspberries. It was rolled up really simple. And we all loved it. We thought it was like the best thing ever. And we're like, we should just do this for the bakery. No, it'll never sell. Like you can't put any stabilizer in the whipped cream unless you're selling a lot every day. Like it's just a waste of your time. Like you can't do it. And then like years later, we probably sell more of this cake than everything else that we make. And we sell like a ton of cake. But we have like 3 people full-time whose job is just rolling these every day.
Well, there's enough of them in there.
I know, and like every day they're fresh. We sell out every single day. Thanks.
Jelly roll, here we come.
Yeah. Village Kitchen. We started this is kind of my dad's brainchild. Like we have so many customers who've moved from the area, and they're like, oh, I wish there's another Village Grocer. I don't know if there ever will be another Village Grocer. I wouldn't rule it out, but just prefer to have like businesses like ours in their areas. Like a lot of people have moved to Oakville, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ottawa way. So we wanted a line to send out to people and having like other stores that would be like the Village Grocer in their area. And yeah, this way too. So many times like we have like our fresh soups. We're like, oh, I came for this soup, I came for that soup. We wanted like a line of frozen food so they can always get exactly what they're looking for. They made like no shortcuts, no like stabilizers, no preservatives. It's exactly like Doreen would have made back in the day. Same recipes that we've always used, and just, yeah. Local corn, you deal with like the best corn farmer of all time from Scotland, Ontario.
Really?
Oh my God, this corn, like it's hard to believe that corn can be so freaking good. Yeah, and like it's kind of a.
I guess that means put some in your cart.
You have to. You can just eat this stuff raw. It's so sweet.
Ontario corn.
We started Ontario peaches this week too.
I need some of those.
Yeah, that's like my favorite thing of the year. This was part of the store that I came to probably last out of my training in every other department, having been a vegetarian forever. But it kind of is the biggest part of our business still, is our meat. We're known for, we just do
So
our
that's
flank steak.
it's marinated.
Yeah. So we used to have to buy like, we don't do like whole animal butchery anymore because of how we've grown. But back in the day, like that's how we started. And there's all like these cuts, like the flanks. We weren't 100% sure like what to do with them. So my grandmother made a marinade for it. It's kind of halfway between a balsamic and a teriyaki. And it just really tenderizes the meat, gets nice and caramelized from like the brown sugar in there. And this is the jelly roll of our meat department. We sell so much of this, it's freaking crazy. And yeah, it's so easy. Cook it up, either broil it in the winter. Obviously this time of year you're gonna grill it. Say 6 to 7 minutes aside on a high heat.
Yeah.
And then just like let it sit and then carve it. And just do it with like a little like horseradish aioli or barbecue sauce. Like slice it thin, it's divine. This is what keeps people coming back to the store. But yeah.
The mouth is watering.
You can't leave without that. But yeah, I don't know, just old school butcheries. Not a lot of stores, we butcher, we have a meat cutting room downstairs. We smoke all of our stuff in-house. We make our own bacon. That's another thing you probably shouldn't leave with. We do a dry cured bacon, whereas, yeah, this is stuff that
do your own bacon.
Yeah, this is stuff that nobody's doing anymore. And it's sad, but it's also our selling point that we can do a lot of stuff that other people just won't or can't do.
You've got a new product, which is ice cream. It's actually one of our staff was like, hey, they got ice cream. They make their own ice cream. I'm like, they make their own ice cream? I don't know if they actually make their own ice cream. But
Yeah, we make our own ice cream.
yeah, you guys, of course you do.
Yeah. This guy, Ed, he came to us. He had a marble slab, and he retired. And I guess he was just having coffee with my dad. He's like, you know what? Like, I'm just kind of sick of doing the franchise thing. Like, I feel like there's so much I can do that I couldn't do as like having a franchise. Like, you guys ever be interested in making ice cream? And I think like stuff like our bakery, there's so many like flavors that we do there that translate so well to this. And like our produce, like something like the Ontario strawberry, like we capture like all of, we buy like the strawberries once a year, process them, and we can capture that flavor. The same idea of preserving like year round. And there's so many flavors that we're passionate about that you can capture with ice cream. And
So yeah, that was, I mean, as many times as I've been in the store, I learned a whole bunch of new things. I didn't know about the ham. The ice cream, I just caught wind of, and I didn't realize there was going to be this magnificent selection. We're grateful for the McDonald family and what they've done for Unionville and the surrounding community. You've been a joy and pleasure to work with, both of your parents. And yeah, on to another 20 years. So thanks for your time. Thank you for all the suggestions. And check out the Village Grocer. If you're nearby, check them out. And if you're not, make it a destination. It's worth it. Ask for Thomas. You might get a personal tour. It's definitely one of the best gourmet shops in the country. So check it out. Thanks for watching.
thanks. Thank you so much.